Welcome, dear viewers. How are you all doing? Today, we have brought an emotional Korean movie that will touch your heart. It shows what a father's love truly means. The movie is a Korean drama called Chronicle of a Blood Merchant, and in our opinion, it deserves a 9 out of 10 rating. At the start of the story, a man named Sam is working on a watermelon farm with his uncle. Sam asks his uncle to give him some watermelons. The uncle replies, "Son, this isn't my farm. We just work here, remember? The owner will be here soon." After some time, the farm's owner and her daughter arrive. The daughter has brought sweet potatoes for Sam and his uncle. The uncle asks the daughter, "Are you engaged? When's the wedding?" She replies, "The wedding is cancelled. My mother stopped it." The farm owner then explains, "The groom came to our house, and I placed 3 bowls of rice in front of him. He couldn't even eat from one. Also, he has never donated blood in his life. I think his health isn't good, so I called off the wedding. Anyway, you both go and sell the watermelons in the market and bring the money back home." After saying this, the owner and her daughter leave. Sam then asks his uncle, "What was she talking about? Why won't she give her daughter to a man who hasn't donated blood?" The uncle explains, "This is how things are these days, son. Families don't look at money or background anymore. They check how many times the man has donated blood. They believe that if someone donates blood, his body is healthy and he doesn't have bad habits. Even doctors say donating blood is good for health. It helps the body produce more blood. If you want to get married, eat good food and make sure to donate blood every 3 months. That will improve your health and increase your chances of marriage." Sam and his uncle don't only work on this farm, sometimes they work as laborer. They take up any work they can find. Life was very hard after the Korean War, and it was tough for common people to survive. When they couldn't find work, people started donating blood for money. That's how bad things were in South Korea at that time. One day, after work, Sam and his friends were sitting around. A woman comes by to sell tea, but no one buys it because they're more focused on her looks. They don't find her attractive, so they ignore her. Then a young woman arrives, selling popcorn. As soon as they see her, they're stunned. She's very beautiful. All the men rush to buy popcorn from her. But Sam doesn't have any money, and he awkwardly checks his empty pockets. The popcorn seller, named Okran, notices that Sam has no money. She tells him, "It's okay if you don't have money. Just try some." She picks up some popcorn and offers it to him. Sam touches her hand as he takes the popcorn. Seeing this, his friends cheer and tease him, saying he's lucky she let him touch her hand. Then Okran goes to a rich man, and he begins wiping the sweat off her face. Everyone becomes disappointed and tells Sam, "You won't get her now. That rich guy will take her away. Just wait and see." But Sam keeps thinking about Okran. He asks his uncle, "When will you get me married, uncle?" The uncle replies, "Do you have money to get married?" Sam says, "You told me we can earn good money by donating blood. In the same way, I'll earn money by giving blood." Now Sam's uncle is taking him to the hospital so he can donate. One of his uncle's friends comes along too. Sam asks, "Can I give blood every day? That way, I can make more money." Uncle says, "If you do that, you'll die quickly. You're only supposed to donate once every 3 months. They take just a small amount, so the money isn't much. But if you manage to please the doctor, he might take a little more and pay extra." Sam asks, "How do I please the doctor?" Uncle replies, "I hid watermelons from the farm. If we give them to the doctor, he'll be pleased." On their way, they stop near a river where Uncle and his friend drink a lot of water. Sam asks why they're drinking so much. Uncle says, "Drinking more water increases the blood in your body. That way, the doctor can take more, and we get paid more. You should also drink as much as you can." Sam also drinks water until he can't drink anymore. When they get to the hospital, Uncle and his friend head to the bathroom and drink tap water again. Sam is puzzled and asks why they're still drinking. Uncle says, This tap water smells like blood. Drinking it helps produce more blood. You should drink some too. All three drink even more and then go see the doctor. At this point, their bladders are so full they can hardly stand still. They try to hold it in. The doctor quickly notices something is off. He asks, "How much water did you drink?" Uncle answers, "Only 4 liters. The doctor says, "Then if I try to take your blood, it'll be mostly water, right? Anyway, what did you bring for me?" Uncle places the watermelons on the doctor's table. Sam hasn't brought anything. Uncle explains, "It's his first time, sir. He'll bring something next time." The doctor replies, "All right. Nurse, take blood from these 3 and take a little extra. Pay them a little more too." After their blood is drawn, all 3 of them run to the bathroom like a flood and finally get relief. They had held in 4 liters of water for an hour. Later, Sam asks his uncle, "Can you teach me how to win someone's heart?" Uncle answers, "Just give them 2 watermelons. That will work great with the doctor." Sam says, "No, uncle, not the doctor. I want to impress a girl." Uncle chuckles and says, "Oh wow, my boy is growing up. He wants to impress a girl. Come on, I'll help you." "But why do you look worried?" Sam tells him, "She already has a rich boyfriend." Uncle says, "Don't be scared. Give her everything you've got, and she'll definitely say yes. And if she says no, move on. There are plenty of other girls. It's not a big deal." Sam takes Uncle's advice and goes to Okran. He tells her, "You gave me popcorn the other day, but I didn't have money. Now that I do, I thought I'd invite you for dinner to return the favor. In my family, we don't believe in taking free things." Okran replies, "I already ate today." After hearing this, Sam starts feeling a bit disappointed. She tells him, "Tomorrow will be fine. I'm free then." Hearing this, Sam happily runs and jumps with joy. He yells, "I've won." She said yes. The next day, Sam and Okran go to the market. Okran is looking at a bottle of perfume when Sam says, "Do you want that? I'll buy it for you." He goes into the shop and buys it. Then, he takes her to a butcher shop, buys meat, and tells her to cook something nice for her family. After that, they go to a restaurant, and Okran eats until she's completely full. Sam spends all the money he earned from donating blood on her. He says, "I spent $200 today." Okran gets annoyed and says, "You're doing all this for me and then telling me the cost?" Sam says, "Please don't be upset. I just meant to say that I'll keep working hard and spend this much on you every day. I really like you. Will you marry me?" Now Okran gets even more irritated and says, "What did you even buy me? A perfume bottle, some meat, and a meal? And you want me to be your wife for the rest of my life because of that? Listen, I have a boyfriend, remember? I'll marry him. So stop dreaming." Poor Sam feels heartbroken but doesn't give up. He goes to Okran's father and says, "Uncle, I don't know how to speak fancy. I'll just say what I feel. I really love your daughter. My father taught me 3 things: honesty, responsibility, and discipline. I don't have bad habits. I only drink sometimes. Do you drink?" "Oh no, sorry uncle, that slipped out. What I meant is, I'm a good and clean person. I don't drink and I don't have any bad habits. Please, will you let me marry your daughter?" The father replies, "Son, I really like you. I want her to marry someone like you. But she has a boyfriend and wants to marry him." Sam says, "Uncle, that man is rich and lives in big houses. If your daughter marries him, her name will be replaced by his family's name, and their children will carry his name too. But your family, known for selling popcorn in this whole area, will be forgotten. If she marries me, I'll carry your family name and give it to my children too. Your name will become famous. Please think about it before deciding." Oddly enough, this strange reasoning works. Okran's father tells her, "Listen, tomorrow go to your boyfriend and tell him you won't drop our surname after marriage. If he agrees, fine. If not, you'll have to marry Sam. After I'm gone, it's your duty to carry our family name proudly. The next day, Okran meets her rich boyfriend, So-young. She says, after marriage, I won't change my surname. I want to keep my family's name. But the rich man says, if you won't take my family's name, then marry someone else. If you want to be my wife, you must accept my family name. After hearing this, Okran walks away. With no other option, she turns to Sam and starts falling in love with him. A few days later, Sam and Okran get married. Then the story jumps ahead many years. Now, Sam and Okran have 3 children. The oldest son is named Ilrak, the middle one is Irak, and the youngest is Samrak. Sam has a special love for Ilrak because he helps him a lot, while Okran shows extra love to Irak. Their family is living a happy life. However, people in the neighborhood talk behind their backs. They say Okran's first son, Ilrak, looks just like So-young, his nose, his eyes, his face. Everyone believes Ilrak is actually So-young's son and not Sam's. They say Okran must have gotten pregnant by So-young before marriage, and that Ilrak is the result of that relationship. One day, Ilrak hears this gossip and asks Sam, am I really So-young's son? Everyone says, I am. Sam becomes angry and says, who told you you're not my son? Come, I'll tell you the truth. He takes Ilrak near So-young's big house and says, look how big his house is. Many years ago, he loved your mother. Back then, your mother was very beautiful. When she used to sell popcorn on the street, all the boys were crazy about her. They would chase after her and buy popcorn just to see her. I had money too, but I never bought popcorn from her. That's why she started liking me. She used to follow me, asking me to marry her. I felt sorry for her and agreed. When such a beautiful girl asks you to marry her, of course you do it. That's why people are jealous and spreading lies. In this way, Sam tells Ilrak the complete opposite of what really happened. Then, they go into a shop. While there, a postman gives Ilrak a letter and says, give this to your father. Ilrak hands it to Sam, but it turns out the letter is for So-young. Even the postman thinks Ilrak is So-young's son. Now, Sam wants to settle this once and for all. He takes Ilrak to the hospital to check his blood group. At that time, their town didn't have a lab for blood testing. So the blood was sent to another city, and the results were mailed back to the patient's address. The day the result arrives, all the neighbors gather to find out if Ilrak is really Sam's son or not. When the postman comes and gives the letter, Sam says, today we'll find out the truth. Everyone will have to stop talking after this. Okran's blood group is A. My blood group is O. If Ilrak's blood group is A or O, then he is my son. So-young's blood group is B. If Ilrak's blood group is B, then we'll know. He opens the letter and is shocked to see Ilrak's blood group is AB positive. Right away, everyone starts shouting, see, we told you he's not your son. He's So-young's son. Sam storms home in anger and asks Okran, tell me the truth. Is Ilrak really my son? Okran says, what are you saying? If he's not your son, then whose son is he? Sam replies, then how is his blood group AB? That only happens with your and So-young's blood types. That means he's not my son. They begin to argue. Sam even yells, I raised So-young's child all these years, and you let me do it happily. Meanwhile, Ilrak walks to So-young's house. So-young was already married and had a wife and 2 daughters. Ilrak shows up at their home and asks the girls, is your father at home? The daughters are stunned. Our father? Who are you? Ilrak replies, I'm your elder brother. Hearing the commotion, So-young comes out. Ilrak confronts him. You're my father, right? The truth came out in the blood test. So-young's wife, overhearing everything, furiously scolds her husband. All this time I thought people were just spreading baseless rumors about you. But now even the blood test confirms it. You've betrayed me. Annoyed, So-young snaps at Il-rak. Look, your father is Sam. Not me. Don't ruin the life I've built. Leave. Il-rak nods and says, all right, I'll go. But before I do, I'll call you what you are. He stares at So-young and calls out 3 times. Father! 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 Then he walks away. The next day, Okran asks Sam to help her dry red chilies. But Sam ignores her. Il-rak notices and steps in to help Okran instead. That night, Sam lies awake, crying, feeling shattered and betrayed for having ever trusted Okran. The following day, Samrak is playing with some neighborhood kids when he gets into an argument with one boy. The boy threatens, I'll call my big brother. He'll smash your face. Samrak snaps back. You have one brother? I've got 2. I'll bring them right now. He rushes home and calls Il-rak to back him up. However, Il-rak doesn't know how to fight. Samrak tries to encourage him. Don't worry. The boy's brother must be small too. You'll easily handle him. But when they arrive, they discover that the other boy's brother is massive and intimidating. In a panic, they both call Il-rak, who is much bigger, stronger, and braver than either of them. Il-rak shows up, smashes a stone on the bully's head, and threatens him. If you ever mess with my brothers again, you'll regret it. The beaten-up boy tells his father, who storms over to confront Sam. Your son attacked my boy. I don't have the money to pay for treatment. Either pay up or I'll go to the police, the man demands. Sam calmly replies, everyone here knows Il-rak isn't my son. He's So-young's son. I'm not responsible for what he does. Go talk to So-young. Infuriated, the man heads straight to So-young's house. So-young denies everything. How do you know he's my son? Is his name on my ration card? Are you trying to scam me for money? Get out. The man returns to Sam and says, Il-rak's name is in your ration card. Legally, you're his father. You better pay up. Sam pleads, I don't have money. Take some of Okran's household items instead. But don't touch my belongings. She's Il-rak's mother. The man proceeds to collect Okran's possessions. Il-rak sees this and shouts, where are you taking my mother's things? Sam yells back, Okran is your mother. But who's your father? Sam's taunts infuriate Okran. Furious and humiliated, she puts on makeup and storms over to So-young's house. She confronts him. My husband raised your son for years as his own. Now Il-rak gets into one fight, and they're dragging away my household items. Il-rak is your son, and you must pay the compensation. So-young asks, tell me one thing, did you love only me before marriage? Who knows how many other men you played love games with? Maybe Il-rak is the son of one of them. Okran becomes furious, and then So-young's wife arrives, starting a fight. So-young pushes Okran and orders her to leave. Okran goes home and tells Sam everything. Sam says it's a personal matter between her and So-young and refuses to interfere. Hurt, Okran says So-young and his wife beat her and begs him to take action. Sam refuses, saying, why should I fight them and end up in jail? You had a relationship with So-young. Today he hits you, tomorrow he'll love you. Who am I to interfere? Okran breaks down. Seeing Okran's worn-out shoes and the lack of money, Sam decides to raise funds by donating blood, taking Il-rak and Samrak with him. On the way, he drinks river water and tells the boys, So-young ruined my life. When you grow up, love his daughters and make him beg me to let them marry you. Then I'll have peace. He fills their young minds with this nonsense. At the hospital, Sam meets the same doctor who took his blood years ago. The doctor doesn't remember him but asks his name. When Sam tells him, the doctor says, oh, the same Sam raising So-young's son. Everyone is talking about you. Irritated, Sam says his life is hell and tells the doctor to just take his blood. After donating, meets a woman who once sold tea but was ignored for not being as pretty as Okran. Now injured, she recognizes Sam and praises Okran's beauty. Unable to walk, the woman is helped home by Sam, where Ilrak is waiting. Sam asks why, and Ilrak says he followed him, calling him father and asking for forgiveness. Sam tells him, "Don't call me father in private, call me Uncle Sam. But never call me uncle in front of your mother, or she'll hit me with a shoe. You're not my son, remember that." With money from his blood donation, Sam and Ilrak recover the household goods taken by the injured boy's father. When Okran returns, she finds all the items back, and a new pair of shoes from Sam replacing her old ones. Okran felt delighted seeing everything in place. Just then, the husband of the woman Sam had escorted home arrived, yelling that Sam had visited his wife while he was away. He accused Sam of wrongdoing. Okran asked Sam if it was true, and Sam admitted it, but before he could explain, the man interrupted, saying Sam had confessed. Ilrak stepped in, saying he was with Sam the whole day, and explained that the woman had injured her leg and couldn't walk, so they simply helped her. He reminded the man that he had been drunk and talking nonsense. The man accused Ilrak of defending his father, but Ilrak clarified that Sam wasn't his father. A blood test proved otherwise, and he was only telling the truth. Onlookers agreed, saying Sam wasn't that kind of man, so the accuser left quietly. Sam's anger toward Ilrak softened a little for defending him. Ilrak believed he had reduced Sam's dislike. That night, no one could sleep well as they had eaten too little, and the children's hunger kept them awake. To distract them, Sam asked Samrak his favorite food. When Samrak said beef, Sam playfully described how to cook it, making Samrak's mouth water. He did the same with Ilrak's favorite dish. But when it came to Ilrak, Sam told him to wait for his turn and then refused, making Ilrak sad. Okran comforted Ilrak by explaining how to prepare his favorite meal. Sam couldn't bear to see the children hungry and decided to donate blood again. Outside the hospital, he saw his uncle's old friend, now pale and weak. The man brushed off Sam's concern and left. Inside, the doctor said Sam had donated blood too recently, but offered to take it again for a commission, the snacks and canned food given to Dr. Sam agreed, choosing to save the money for the children instead of eating liver as usual. Returning home with some money, he told Okran they should eat at a nice restaurant. The children were excited, but Sam told Ilrak he couldn't come, saying, "You're not my blood, so I won't feed you with the money from selling my blood." He warned him not to tell Okran. Okran overheard and invited Ilrak anyway, but Ilrak pretended he disliked restaurant food and went to his uncle's, where he was given spoiled food. Sad and hungry, he thought about his brothers enjoying delicious dishes. Looking at the moon, he imagined it as a dumpling and wished he could have one. Realizing it was just the moon, he tearfully begged it not to disappear. He went to the restaurant, but Sam and the boys had already left. Ilrak then went to So-young's house, calling him father. So-young threatened to harm him if he said that again. Ilrak bargained for dumpling money in exchange for never returning, but So-young refused and scared him off. Later, when Sam returned home with his sons, Okran revealed that Ilrak hadn't come home after going to his uncle's but had instead gone to So-young's to ask for food money. Sam remarked that when Ilrak was hungry, he went to his real father instead of coming to him. Okran realized talking to Sam was pointless and set out to find Ilrak. Sam also began searching and eventually spotted him hiding. Sam told him his mother was on the way and to come out quietly. Okran then arrived, embraced Ilrak, and tearfully begged forgiveness, blaming herself for his suffering. The next day, So-young's nose suddenly bled while driving, causing him to pass out and crash his car. It turned out he had a severe illness. When Sam learned of it, he rejoiced, thinking justice was finally coming and that So-young's once happy family would suffer. At the hospital, doctors told So-young's wife the disease was in its final stage and untreatable. Refusing to give up, she went to a sorcerer, who said only So-young's son could perform a ritual to save him. Since they had only 2 daughters, the sorcerer insisted his horoscope showed he should have a son. Knowing Ilrak was So-young's biological child, she visited Sam's home with gifts and pleaded to adopt him for the ritual. Sam didn't care, but Okran privately decided Ilrak would be better off there, at least fed and safe. Sam told her to do as she wished. Seeing Sam's sons divide the gifts, Sam briefly regretted it but buried his feelings. The next day, Sam told Ilrak he'd raised him for 11 years and to live and study well in his new home. But once Ilrak was gone, Sam felt lonely. During the ritual, Okran accompanied Ilrak so he wouldn't be afraid. The sorcerer urged him to cry out for his father to return, but Ilrak refused, saying So-young wasn't his father. Pressured, he eventually complied, but his true cry came when he spotted Sam outside the window. Mistaking this emotion for sincerity, the sorcerer urged him on. Unable to watch any longer, Sam burst in, denounced the sorcerer, carried Ilrak home, and restored joy to his family. Life went on until Ilrak suddenly collapsed. Tests revealed he had the same illness as So-young, confirming his paternity. Though angry at Okran for hiding the truth, Sam was devoted to the boy. Doctors said Ilrak's illness was treatable in its early stage but required a city hospital. Sam sent Okran ahead with him and began scrambling for money. Sam tried to donate blood for cash, but the doctor refused, warning it was illegal and dangerous after 2 recent donations. With no choice, he began begging neighbors, who, despite their poverty, gave what little they could. Sam still didn't have enough money, so he made his way to So-young's house, hoping for help. But when he arrived, he was stunned to learn that So-young had already passed away. Swallowing his pride, Sam spoke to So-young's widow, explaining that he was even willing to give Ilrak to her for adoption if that was what it took. He just needed enough money to save the boy's life. She told him flatly that with her husband gone, she had no reason to take in his son. Before Sam could plead further, she dismissed him and shut the door. Left with no choice, Sam gathered what little money he had and headed for the city, thinking it might still be enough to start Ilrak's treatment. At the hospital, he gave the boy's name, but the staff told him no such patient had been admitted. Confused, he insisted his wife had brought the boy here. A nurse then remembered, a woman had arrived with a child whose nose was bleeding badly, begged the doctor to admit him, but was turned away and sent elsewhere. She gave Sam the name of the new hospital. Sam quickly called, and when Okran answered, she was crying. She told him Ilrak had been admitted there, but the doctors said surgery was urgent and would cost $4,000. She begged him to come quickly. Sam assured her he would, though his mind raced. He couldn't return to his own town's hospital to donate more blood. They'd see he had already given twice that month. But in the city, there was no record of him. He went from hospital to hospital, rolling up his sleeve and offering his blood again and again. The repeated donations left his arms sore and reddened where the needles pierced. Normally, after giving blood, he would eat liver to regain his strength, but now he skipped meals to keep moving, focused only on the money. Meanwhile, the doctor warned Okran that if Ilrak's surgery didn't happen before nightfall, the boy might not survive. Sam stood in a long line of others desperate to sell blood for cash. Nurses moved along the line, sending away anyone too pale, warning that they had already donated too often. Sam felt faint, knowing his own face had lost its color. Thinking fast, he bent forward, gripping a railing so the blood rushed to his head. His face reddened enough to fool the nurse, and he managed to give blood yet again. But his luck didn't hold. After donating, Sam collapsed. Doctors decided to return the blood to his body, but demanded payment for the procedure. Furious, Sam asked why he should pay to have his own blood returned. The doctor coolly explained that the fee was for saving his life, and if he died, they would face legal trouble for taking blood from a man so clearly unfit to donate. When Sam lashed out in anger, the doctor shoved him, and the money Sam had painstakingly saved spilled across the floor. Other desperate donors snatched it up despite Sam's desperate shouts that it was for his son's surgery. Now he had nothing, and his body was failing. His arm bore the marks of too many needles, his vision blurred, and his face had gone pale again. Somehow, he stumbled to the hospital where Okran was with Ilrak. It was night, and the reception desk was empty. Not knowing the boys' room, he searched each one in turn but found nothing. Panic rose in his chest. He asked a doctor if he had seen his wife and son, but the man, seeing Sam's condition, called for security. The guards dragged him out despite his protests. Sam's cries carried upstairs to Ilrak's room. Hearing them, the boy looked out the window and saw his father being forced away. Pulling out his drip, Ilrak rushed downstairs, but Sam was already gone. He searched outside and finally spotted Sam sitting on the roadside some distance away. "Father, I'm here," Ilrak shouted. Sam heard his voice and looked up, but his swollen eyes could barely see. He could only make out the shape of a boy far off. With great effort, Sam rose and called back, asking if it was Ilrak. When the boy confirmed, Sam told him to stay put. Traffic was heavy, and he would cross to him. Slowly, unsteadily, he made his way across the road and pulled his son into a hug. Ilrak asked if he was still angry. Sam's voice was soft now. He told the boy it no longer mattered what anyone said. Ilrak was his son, his eldest, and nothing could change that. He admitted he had caused his son pain and asked forgiveness. Ilrak shook his head and told him not to speak that way. He had no one else but his father. Sam then confessed he couldn't raise the money for the surgery, but Ilrak smiled and said it was already done. His mother had found the money. When Sam asked how, the boy's face turned serious. Okran's condition was bad now. She had sold one of her kidneys after seeing a notice in the hospital, and used the payment to pay for the operation. Hearing this, Sam's heart sank. He realized she had taken this risk to save their son, just as he had risked his own life giving blood over and over. Ilrak now understood the pain and hardship both parents had endured for him. Time passed. Ilrak recovered, Okran healed, and even Sam's health returned. One day, the three of them sat together at a modest restaurant, sharing good food. Their pockets were light, but their hearts were full. With smiles on their faces, they enjoyed the simple joy of being together. And so, the story of Chronicles of a Blood Merchant ended not in tragedy, but in a hard-earned happiness.